believe you did your job well. The Jackrabbit, blacked out as it is, and as compact size-wise, is the perfect match for what I've been trying to build here with the 1987 Dodge Raider SUV. We've got the two-door Gen 1 body style, which was a limited edition for Dodge for 3 years between 1987, 88, and 89. They teamed up with Mitsubishi Montero. So basically what we've got is a American imported Dodge powered by a Mitsubishi 4-cylinder engine. They did do a 6-cylinder, also have some diesels out there in other countries. You've got a Mitsubishi Pajero, a Mitsubishi Shogun, also a Hyundai Galloper. So we've got 4 different manufacturers of this Generation 1 short square body 2-door, everybody carrying their own brand with it. So the longevity of this vehicle, not only is it rare in the US, being the Dodge brand for only 3 years, but the amount of vehicles out there in the world is endless. So I will be able to find parts forever. The difficulty is finding aftermarket parts to work with this vehicle. Everything needs to be modified, customized, chopped, cut, welded, fit to create what I've built here. I've got parts off of Toyotas, I've got parts off of Jeeps. Everything that you see here at the Overlanding Expo is, if I can find it, I can make it work for my capabilities. And that's part of the fun about building an off-road vehicle, is nothing has to be just quick, easy, bolt on. Make whatever you can find work for your application. And I've done it all. With this rig, the most pronounced thing is I have lifted it. I've got a 2-inch suspension lift from Ironman off-road, which gave me the suspension. I've done a 2-inch body lift, and then, as I can show you around the rear, I've added some extended shackles to give me more articulation, along with cranking the torsion bars of the independent front suspension. So all in all, I've probably got about a 5.5-inch lift, which allowed me to clear roughly a 34-inch tire. I could probably go 35s, but then we're just pushing so much more rubber. These vehicles, absolutely bone stock off the showroom, are fully capable of clearing a 31-inch tire. And with a slight modification, the simplest 2-inch lift, you can get a 33 on these. So clearance and adaptability is really easy to get a little more rubber clearance for your off-roading capabilities. This particular vehicle I bought was very stock on the 31-inch tires. Kind of everything that you see bolted on and added on, I have done. Whether I did it in the right order or not, we'll let that tell its own story. The snorkel, again, is a Pajero model, which is the most common to find online. Again, that's more of an Australian named vehicle that was imported there with the diesel engines. I believe they also did the 4-cylinders and the V6s as well. But again, anything you can find out of those 4 previous named models of vehicle will work with this truck. So the snorkel was added after I pushed my limits and basically allowed myself to get in the water. I think I was up to about the body line, maybe a little more, and she still kept running. Because the engine, it does come with a watertight air filter system. So even as a stock vehicle, as long as you didn't get to the air intake, you were still a watertight. This thing was built for river crossings, pond crossings, whatever. Of course, me going extra deep just gave me the reason to add the cool snorkel. Now I have even more capabilities. In order to get the extra width, to get the extra wide tires on, after some searching, I was able to find a really nice set of the fender flares. Again, commonly made for the vehicles. Takes some searching to find them, but that added me, an extra 3 inches to get that wider tire without throwing all the mud and debris all over the vehicle, which I didn't care either way. This thing is a utilitarian vehicle. It's meant for the off-road. If I get scratches, brush marks, whatever, so be it. That's what the vehicle is fun for me to do. I like to find the small, narrow trails that other wider, larger, full-size vehicles cannot get down. And believe me, I can get where people can't go. So it's fun to get away and experience nature on your own. The rack system that I came up with is actually marketed for a Jeep, the newer Jeep styles. But I needed something to be able to mount a rooftop tent to. And rather than just bolt it down to the gutter rack system, I wanted the capabilities of adding more and more and more. So this particular rack system measured out and worked roughly within the means that I needed. I did have to modify and re-drill some mounting holes to make these side racks work. Also, through the body and maintaining that watertight capabilities. But it all in all, compact, size-wise, aesthetics, works and looks great. Everything added on is just simple, whatever you can find to bolt on, strap things down, and make it work. We got the off-road jack, so I get the extra height if needed for changing tires. Of course, we're out in the woods all the time. We're chopping wood, and our trusted restroom shovel. I mean, unless you're digging out of a trench to get yourself unstuck.
It's the poop shovel.
We have to go out in the woods and you need a shovel. So we have it. Extra fuel canister on the side. Again, going with the 87 vehicle. I like vintage. I like old. I like the metal, old school, army style utilitarian cans. Keep it old. Again, brush scratches, anything, doesn't bother me. Going on to the tent, I found used the CVT tent was the right width, style that I could fabricate and mount onto the rack with a doubled up cross brace system in order to get it to mount to this particular rack. Everything, like I said, needs to be modified and customized. You can't buy anything to just bolt it on and call it good.
Everything, yeah.
Racks have to be shortened, bolted, welded, restructured, re-strengthened to make sure I've got the right weight capabilities to get the right piece of equipment on the truck. And that's, again, part of the fun, is creating your own unique piece of overlanding, camping, anything vehicle oriented. Create your own. So the tent works really well. Easy setup. Anybody that has a rooftop tent knows it's a quick, easy fold out. Definitely handles the room for two. Also, our little dog, easy peasy, very common aftermarket edition. It just works great. I also look and hunt for the best deals I can find. So used equipment, I go there first. Because again, I can modify anything to make it work. And you can too. So onto the rear, with the vehicle being so small and short, I needed more capabilities to haul extra equipment than what we can just fit inside. So again, a Jeep style spare tire mounted rack system allowed us the abilities to haul an extra water can, outdoor sinks, another storage bin, not overloading the vehicle or the spare tire.
But also had to be customized.
Also, modifications always have to be
Everything
made.
is modified. Everything is customized to fit our vehicle. So
We needed a place for a propane tank. Of course, you got the garbage bag. That's a no-brainer. Whatever you can put outside, put it outside.
Yep.
Because the inside is anything you want to keep dry and protected from the elements. And that's just rule number one with your internal stuff. Off the rear, because of the narrow track width of the vehicle, after searching, I found a discontinued ARB styled awning, which is extremely short in width. And we don't need anything overly huge. We just need something to keep us out of the elements when we're working in the back of the truck. If we get caught in the rain, this is where everything is, and we need a nice dry place to stand and work under cover. And without going too wide with an awning, we needed compactability. Again, something very hard to find, but you find the right piece and it works.
Well, that's where I'll come in, because the inside is my domain, my organization, I'm the cook, the organizer. He does the outside, I do the inside, right? So actually, I got this on Marketplace. I, upholstered it, put some grip pads in there, and we've got storage for food, all of our things. Got everything. I mean, I've got everything in here. We're set up. So this closes up for more storage. We built this in here. This drawer pulls out all the way nice and deep. I've got all my bins. I've got all my everything that you could ever need in here. This, for a long time, we used this with nothing in here, and it was just absolute chaos in there. Disorganized, and this has really helped, having this drawer system, having our compartments and shelving in there to organize everything so we can just pick up and go whenever we want. Sometimes, we're leaving, it's 7 o'clock at night, want to go down to the river, 20 minutes from home, let's grab some takeout and a couple bottles of wine, and we've got everything else we need, and we just get up and go, and it's all in here already. And we love it. I've got, this is my domain here. I do a lot of not typical camping cooking when we're out here. I love to cook, so I want to be comfortable when I'm cooking. So I got myself a nice big table where I can prep my food. I've got my sink, which is amazing. It's the Boxio sink. It's a little hand pump. Pop it in and I can wash my dishes. I can brush my teeth with running water. It's amazing. Very nice. Love having this. My least favorite part about camping is washing dishes, and I do create a lot of dishes because I like to cook. So that's awesome to have. We've got our camps, our propane tank down here that we mount on the side here to make sure we have enough fuel for our stove or whatever we need, and a nice prep area here. We also added, I found this is a teak shower seat that we mounted on the outside. They fold up, they fold down, we strap it closed when we're traveling, pop it down. It's our nice little bar area and extra little counter here. And it does great in the elements because it's meant for a shower, right? So, and it adds a nice wood element to the outside, which, you know, is aesthetically pleasing, and looks great. Yeah. And we've got our ladder up into our oasis up here, which keeps us nice and warm at night. It's a perfect spot for the two of us and our little dog. Sleep very comfortably up there. Yeah.
And so with the inside compactability, again, everything has its place, and she knows exactly where it goes.
When we pulled in here, we had several people come up to us and said, that is a full rig. I just know that everything has to be in that exact same spot. And he said, that's her. Yes, that's me. I'm in charge of that. And I'm telling you right now, if you put one thing in the wrong place, it ain't fitting. It is a puzzle piece. It is when we are loaded up, you can't, every window, there's nothing. I mean, it is absolutely packed. It's amazing, but we would never be able to fit everything in there without the extra shelving and storage that we've added. And you know, it took us a couple of years of winging it and being unorganized with it and having no storage in there to really gauge our needs and build on that and eventually settle on a design that would suit us well and give us everything that we needed. And so now we've accomplished a lot. We're always adding stuff, and now it's really working for us. It's exactly what we need. But yeah, so
there's always things to add.
Always things to add.
And that's
we just know
here.
Anything we buy, everything is super custom. Everything is modified. Everything, and that's the fun part of it, is building it, customizing all these things, knowing that nobody else is on the road in this. Nobody has what we have. We are very, very unique in that way, and that's really fun.
People love it.
We got to customize that and do that ourselves, and it's fun. It's fun to show it off. And typically we're in the middle of nowhere where we don't see people, but coming to something like this, we get a lot of attention and people talking to us, and it's like, yeah, this is cool. Yeah.
Even last night, as people are rolling in and we're setting up, they saw us arrive, and as we're looking for the right site to set up, they saw the vehicle, and then they came later in the evening to search us out and ask us more questions because
Lots
they
of
saw
traffic.
things.
Yeah.
Including, I mentioned the rear shackles. You can find different vehicles that have the right width and mounting capabilities, but what I decided to go with was these extra articulating shackles to give me more articulation in the rear end, because this thing is a little crawler, and we're going in and out of washouts and things that we can overextend the suspension and allow us no traction, and we're like, where do we go from here? Well, with these shackles, it allows the suspension to drop even another couple inches, allowing the tires on one side to continue ground control and allow us that traction to get us up and out of any potential situation that we may think we couldn't possibly get out of. So a different looking shackle system, some people have never seen. There you go. Customize, make things work to get what you need or what will help you out of a situation or even get you into a situation, which is where I like to go.
We like getting into situations. I think we crave the adventure and the chaos and the what ifs and the fun part about it for us. I think the greatest part for me is like our vehicle is so small, we can get through crazy trails where other people can't go. We cross rivers. We can go anywhere. And if we get into a pickle, like, well, now we have an adventure. Now we get to figure out how to get out of it. And that's half the fun. It's like we're almost like waiting for something to happen, waiting to get stuck and have to use the winch or, It's fun. It's part of the adventure, and we love it. One thing that we're really looking forward to with taking this vehicle, we've traveled a lot around in our small neck of the woods in Washington, and we have a lot of ties here in Oregon. One thing on our bucket list is absolutely, there's so many places that we have not been in Oregon here. One thing that we have on our bucket list is absolutely come back here and just there's so many options. I want to explore the area, check out what there is here, get lost a little bit, cause some chaos, get stuck somewhere, figure out how to get out, and explore this area. We even, in Washington, Northwest Washington, where we're from, there's still so many places in our neck of the woods that we haven't even been to because there's so many options, which is so great. It's a great problem to have. But there's always something more to do. And our favorite thing about doing this is when we set out, we typically, like, unlike this, we knew where we were coming, we had a plan. We never have a plan. We never have a plan. We just pick up and go, and we start driving. We start driving, and we just keep driving until something looks cool. And till we're far away enough from any civilization to we're like, yeah, we can set up here for a bit. And that's
literally been
just something that I want to explore more outside of our general area. Oregon, I want to explore so much more. We come here on other trips and stuff without our rig, and we're always just like, oh my gosh, we gotta come back here with our rig. Like, I want to go up there. I want to go here. I want to go there. Yeah. There's so much. So that's a big thing on the bucket list.
The one thing that is probably the most challenging for us is monitoring our fuel gauge.
Yes.
Because we will go and go and go and not have any idea where we're going. Until we have to start watching that fuel gauge. And we sit and we ponder things, and do we keep going? Or we need to backtrack?
We've got the extra fuel on the side, but we go through gas. We are a gas guzzler for sure. So,
pushing a lot of weight.
Because we will go straight. We have gone on some roads that just do not end. I mean, we have gone so far, and we don't know where it's going. We don't know if we're going to have to turn around and find our way back out the other end. And we're looking at the gas gauge going, if we do have to turn around and come back the whole way that we just went, we won't make it out. We got to keep going. Yeah, but that's part of the fun.
That's the adventure. We don't care.
We like being a little risky.
It's a lot risky. Maybe more so than most. But in order to combat that additional risk factor, we've added the element of electric e-bikes to our rig, so we can, if we do get stuck somewhere and not know our way out, we have the capability of jumping on some bikes. And if we have to backtrack or continue forward, a lot of miles can be covered on bikes to help seek out help, civilization, whatever we may need down the trail. So having an extra set of wheels with us allows us that extra safety comfort zone of the off-roading experience.
And not just that, but not just for a rescue mission or whatever, but when we're set up, and we don't want to tear down and, you know, have to go explore the area, to go explore it. Because we like to, when we find a new spot and we set up, we want to explore the area while we're here. What else on these other trails? Where can we go? Where are we going to go camp next time? So we hop on the bikes and we can go explore the greater area and be like, oh, hey, there's an even better spot down here. We're going to hit up this next time. So we're just exploring the area, finding new spots. Yeah, it's all about the adventure.